So these are the two major drugs that we'll focus on our discussion. That's the medicine that's actually applied to the scalp, so it's external use. The next one we've got here is finasteride with minoxidil therapy. When you stop applying it to the scalp, within 30 to 60 days, your hair loss will return. So don't expect any long-term results from using that type of treatment. Some of the side effects for minoxidil we've listed there: blurred vision, chest pain, dizziness, irregular heart rate, swelling of the face, and rapid weight gain. This type of treatment, they never tell you the nasty stuff. So we're obviously presenting that just to provide a balanced view. This is actually a real life case study. A young lady that came and saw us a few months ago, 32 years old, was suffering from patchy hair loss. The condition's actually called alopecia areata. So she's obviously gone to a hair loss centre and was given minoxidil for topical use. And I remember she was actually telling me when she came in a while back that she experienced severe facial swelling, and the way she described it was she just couldn't believe it. Her face really swelled up very badly, very red, very sort of puffy, and obviously she couldn't go outside. She was very embarrassed. We'll move on to the next drug that we mentioned earlier, which is finasteride. Remember, that's the one that you take orally, and the way it works is basically by blocking the conversion of testosterone into DHT. DHT is another form of testosterone. It's the one that it actually gets converted from testosterone into DHT, and the DHT, what it does is it forms around the base of your hair follicle, or sort of builds up in that area, and actually chokes off the blood supply to the hair follicle. So if you're not getting enough blood to your hair follicles, that means you're not getting enough oxygen and essential nutrients to the hair follicles. So the DHT is it's the real bad guy in this. It really does create what they call miniaturization. It just sort of starves off the nutrition to the hair follicle, and then over time the hair follicles shrink and eventually they die. So so finasteride basically blocks this process. It sort of blocks the DHT. You've got the Swedish Medical Products Agency that have they've written that finasteride causes irreversible sexual dysfunction. Okay, so I've spoken to a few people since I've been working here that took finasteride and were never actually told of this. Obviously, for the males, this is more significant, and they actually suffered from that particular side effect. And you can imagine the distress that caused them. Would have been nice if they were told that before they started their treatment, but they weren't. One more, the FDA, that's the Food and Drug Administration in the US, actually reported 678 cases of post-treatment sexual dysfunction with use of finasteride. There's some other potential side effects you can get as well: chills and cold sweats, mental confusion, dizziness, unusual weight gain or loss. You can go either way. You'll either put on weight or lose weight. Tingling of the hands and feet, swelling of the face, just like with the minoxidil we mentioned before. Finasteride can give the same sort of side effect. Swelling of the face, arms, legs and feet. So lots of swelling around the body with this particular medication, and skin rash as well. 25-year-old male came in here very distressed because he undertook the pharmaceutical hair regrowth treatment. He was also prescribed finasteride. This was the one that really got him huge decrease in sex drive and even caused him depression. So what else is out there, you might be thinking? Well, we'll present to you now another hair regrowth option. It's an all-natural option with none of those side effects that you've just looked at. Initially, it firstly stops the excessive hair loss. So it's step by step. Firstly, we stop the excessive hair loss. Normal hair loss is around 50 to 100 hairs per day. So you're still going to lose. That's sort of within normal range. So if you're still losing that amount, that's okay. That's just the cycle of how it works. Number 2 is we'll actually clean the scalp and unblock the pores of the scalp as well to remove the excess oil, particularly the dry oil buildup, which can actually block the sort of hairs from coming up. So you might be growing new hair, but you might never see them because the dried oil is actually blocking them from coming up. So we'll actually this treatment will clear all that out. And number 3, the treatment actually nourishes and activates the hair follicles to start new hair regrowth. In 20 years that we've been working with this product, we've never heard of a major side effect with this particular treatment, which is good news compared to some of the other treatments that I've presented earlier. So what we'll do now, we can. Was there any questions about that before we go on?
When you say major side effects,
yeah,
does that mean there are minor side effects?
Yeah, we've had a minor side effect for us would be with alcohol, because all of our herbs, all of tonics contain alcohol. The alcohol is used to preserve the herbs, so it's a natural preservative, but it's also got a very important function in what we do, and that's to actually warm the scalp and sort of heat it up, so it gets more blood flow to the area. So you might get a bit of a mild burning sensation on the scalp after you apply the tonic. So it's a side effect, but actually it's a necessary effect for this treatment. So some people might say, oh, that feels little bit sort of feels like it's warm, and it's sort of even a mild burning sensation. So technically, we call it a side effect, but it's a necessary part of the treatment. So what else have we had? That's probably the main one. So one of our main cautions is people that are interested in our treatment, we just ask them, are they allergic to alcohol? Because if they are, obviously they might have they might have problems with this treatment. So usually one of the first, if we're getting to the stage where people are interested in this type of treatment, we'll always ask them, do you have any problems with alcohol, any allergic reactions with alcohol? That's probably our main issue. But other than that, I think that's the main one. Look, any other problems you've had over the years with the use of the tonics? Any other?
In 20 years, only the alcohol half hour usually.
Yeah.
This is the worst case half hour.
Yeah, you might feel that burning sensation for about 30 minutes after you apply. Look, I mean, that eventually that goes away. You're not going to have it for the whole day after you apply it. And when I use it, I only find it's probably for about 10 minutes, and then it sort of eases off. So it depends on people's sensitivity level. But yeah, usually within, as we said, about half an hour, that burning's gone. It's just the tonics just remains without that sort of sensation. So yeah. All right. Is there anything else about that? Okay. So we'll move on now. I'll present another one of our real life case studies. And we'll show you a video clip of Michael. He's a young guy in his early 20s, and and he's got a very interesting story. We might show his video first, just to give you a bit of an introduction. Then I'll go through some of these. And he had the injections in the scalp and everything because he was losing all his hair really severely. So because it's according to Western medicine, it's an inflammatory condition, so they just try and give you medication that will sort of is against that, the anti-inflammatory. Michael said it didn't help him. He was obviously very distressed. He thought that he might have this hair loss problem for his whole life. We treated this type of condition before, been treating it for many years, and we suggested Michael to go on our strongest program, which was the 2 treatment per week, plus the home use package. And I think we've got some photos of Michael coming up next. There they are there. This is actually, sorry, we've got it mixed, but this is actually the after shots. They're the before. So that's the 26th of August last year, 8th of December last year. So what's that, August? So September, October, November. Yeah, we're about 3 months, just over 3 months there. And as you can see, I mean, look at the result. You don't need me to tell you. Look at that first picture. There's a big patch there. It's really sort of shortened up there, just a small area there. You can see some change between those 2 photos. This one here's a nice one. You can see that clearly. That's all bald patches there, top, side and back, and it's virtually all covered over there. It's a bit dark on the photo, sorry about that, but you can still see its hair there. It's not scalp, so you can still see the hair. And there's another nice one as well. Lots of patchiness, and it's all covered over with hair. Yeah, I mean, look, Mike's a young guy. I mean, he's otherwise healthy, so you know that's a good result. Well, Michael was very happy with that. For him, it was an excellent result. This gentleman here's been with us since October last year. He's got lots of experience doing the home treatments, and he comes in here every week. Only within 2 to 3 months noticed a definite change, that he wasn't losing as much hair, and also he was thickening out as well.
Mr. Louis here massaged my scalp a lot, and yeah, the results is I believe 30 to 35% improvement in 7 to 8 months time. Yeah, because my hair was very fine and is keep dropping. I was losing a lot of hair. The last 2 months, not even a single hair in my bathroom or in my comb. It's getting strong, very strong. It's amazing. I'm very pleased.